Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be 10 eyeshadow basics everyone should know. So this video is probably just going to be all about eyeshadow and the shape of your eyes and all about the eyes. So if you're somebody that doesn't really know much about eyeshadow, you probably should keep watching this because it's pretty helpful. It's helped me over the years to figure out how my eyes are and what kind of eyes I have, like the shape. So number one, I have figure out what type of eye shape you have first. Deep set eyes. Deep set eyes are large, set deeper into the skull. Monolids are flat on the surface and don't have much of a crease, if any. So deep set eyes are like deeper into your head. So you would like notice that. You can even look up on Google like these types of eyelids if you do not know what kind you have, just by looking at pictures. So the brow bone is less defined. Hooded eyes feature an extra layer of skin that droops over the crease. So hooded eyes, see how mine, I obviously don't have hooded eyes, but it's like an extra layer that hangs over the crease right in here. That's what makes it so hard for people like that, to get nice cut creases, because they have extra skin hanging over. Where did I leave off? Okay. It also causes the lid to appear smaller. Protruding eyes create the appearance of projected lids in the eye socket area. The upturned eye takes form of a classic almond shape with a natural lift at the outer corner. The lower lid has more emphasis and looks longer than the top lid. Downward eyes have a slight dropping on the outer corners. Close-set eyes are less than one eyeball width apart. Creating the illusion of more space is simply a matter of using light eyeshadows in the inner corners. Wide-set eyes are more than one eyeball width apart. So there's so many different things you can do to figure out the shape of your eye. I think the shape that I have is kind of just like normal. I wouldn't say like my eyes are like almond. I feel like they're like, they come out more, kind of. And they're really easy to work with. So sometimes, like I said, it's really hard to tell, but I have more of like a normal shape. So I don't have any of those issues, but some people do. Number two, learn the different parts of your eye. Highlight, brow bone, crease, lids, upper lash line, and outer V, inner corner, waterline, lower lash line, and tear duct. So your highlight and brow bone is right up here, like right underneath your eyebrow. Your crease is right in here. Your lids are obviously right here, like right in the middle. Your upper lash line is like right here. Your outer V is over here. Your inner corner is in here, right here. Your waterline is this thing right here. Sorry, I don't mean to be gross. Lower lash line is right here where your bottom lashes are. And then your tear duct, I think, is like right here. So those are the different parts of your eye. 3, learn what your brushes do. Large eyeshadow brushes for sweeping on highlighter. Precision shadow brushes for packing on eyeshadow. Blending shadow brush is for softening the shadow. Blending tip brushes for smoking out the eye. Angled eyeliner brush is for tight lining the waterline. Precision liner brush is for perfecting a perfect line. Smudger brush is used to smudge your liner out. So I recently just did a video on brushes on, I forget what it was called, but it was like my most used brushes, I think, and I listed a lot of those in there. So it really does make a difference on what brushes you use on your eyes. Number 4, choose the eyeshadow formula that works best for what, let me turn the page, for what you want. Cream eyeshadow works best as a base color for powder eyeshadow. So if you have cream eyeshadows, it would work good. It would work good for a base on top. Well, first you would put the cream and then you would put the shadow on top, so the dry shadow would go on top of the cream. Or solid single color coverage. Loose eyeshadows are often where you find the most color pigment, but can be messy and tricky to work with. So like pigments are really tricky to work with and really messy, but that is where you'll find the most beautiful color out of eyeshadow. Pressed eyeshadows are most common type of eyeshadow because they blend easily without being too messy. I have tons of those. I probably have more of those than pigments. Number 5, do not skip eyeshadow primer. Apply the primer everywhere you're going to apply the shadow. Priming keeps your eyeshadow from creasing or falling off as your day goes on. So a lot of people skip this step, and I don't know why, because I used to not wear shadow primer. I was like, oh, that's no, there's no reason for that, but there is, because it literally keeps your eyeshadow on all day. So if you don't know what eyeshadow primer is, look it up. I've used it in plenty of my videos. 6. If you're looking to make colors seriously stand out, apply white liner before you apply eyeshadow. So if you're working with a color that's not as bright or not as pigmented, you can apply a white eyeliner on your lid and smudge it out, and then apply the shadow, and it will make it stand out more. So as I said, apply white liner before you apply eyeshadow. Apply white eyeliner pencil all over lid or wherever you're going to put eyeshadow. After you blend the white out, go right over the shadow with the shadow of your choice and watch it pop. Number 7, figure out which shades of your basic eyeshadow palette are meant for each part of your eye. The lightest color usually works well as a brow bone highlighter. The second lightest color usually looks good on your lid. The second darkest color usually works best in your crease. The darkest color usually works best in your outer corner. So usually some palettes have like a little paper that comes with them, and it will kind of like tell you, okay, this shade goes on your brow bone, this shade goes in the crease, this shade goes on the lid, if you know what I'm talking about. So I can actually do a video on like what colors work with what, because I know if you're a beginner at makeup, you might not know that the lightest shade will go up here. You might end up putting it on your eye. So really there's no rules, but like to make it look good, that's what you would do. Number 8, use a small patting and dabbing motions to apply your all over eyeshadow color. It will help get a more pigmented, even layer application than if you simply wipe the color over your eye. So when you're applying eyeshadow to your lid, you want to pat it with either a brush or your finger. Sometimes your fingertip is much easier because you get more pigment. That's actually what I did today with my lid color. I patted it on with my finger. Number 9, practice blending using gentle motions with your blending brush. Blending gently helps you avoid mudding up your colors. So obviously I don't need to do this, but maybe you guys have trouble. You ever take a blending brush in a dark color and start blending in your crease and it's coming out really muddy and really dark? Well, you always want to tap your brush off a couple of times because shadows do kick up a lot of powder and pigment. If it's really pigmented, it will do that. So what you want to do is you want to take a light hand and just sweep back and forth very lightly. You want to hold your brush at the very end when you're doing that and not close. Because if you hold your brush close, like your finger, I wish I would go grab one of my brushes right now, which I think I will, and show you what I'm talking about. So to get light sweeps, you would want to hold your brush right here at the very end, and then you would take it and close your eye and very gently just go back and forth. If you want a strong color, you would hold it right here, closer to the head, and then you would go in. So that's the 2 tricks that I've learned, and that's what works best for me. So last but not least, 10. Makeup fallout is inventable, especially with darker shadows, but there are definitely ways to fix it. Do your eye makeup first before foundation or concealer. So with a lot of shades, a lot of eyeshadows, and a lot of anything really, you can get fallout. What fallout is little bits of eyeshadow that fall underneath your eye. So what I would recommend doing is doing your foundation first if you're working with colors that have fallout, which if I don't have any palettes in front of me to show you what I'm talking about, but pretty much it's just like a little bit of eyeshadow that falls underneath your eye. So putting your concealer and foundation on first would make a big difference. Or you could after take a powder brush and just sweep it off, but sometimes that actually sweeps it into your face. So always do your foundation and concealer first before you do your eyeshadow. And that is it for all of my 10 eyeshadow basics everyone should know. I came up with these on my own. I'm surprised I haven't like screwed up any of them because I usually do these when I'm really tired and I'm like putting stuff together that don't even make sense, but it actually came out pretty good, so I'm happy about this. If you guys want me to demonstrate any of these in a different video, please let me know. I will put some of these in the description box so you guys can actually read what I'm talking about, because I know it's hard to follow along in videos of what I'm talking about. So I will try and put this stuff in the description box, and also I'll put my social media like I always do, and anything else you guys may want to know. Always check my description box. And yeah, that's literally everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.